Hello, this is PorterTV69 and today we are talking about one of the most unique yet controversial anime of winter 2026. It has just aired its last episode and I was like, now that it's over, let's talk about this. We are talking about the Darwin incident. This is a story about a humanzee, basically a hybrid between a human and a chimpanzee. The entire story revolves around our humanzee protagonist Charlie. This is written with a Western setting as the story takes place in America. This has a reference to real things too actually, and it's not like an ordinary sci-fi imagination story, at least not at the beginning. When I watched this for the first time, I was fascinated thinking that if a humanzee appeared in real life, something similar might revolve around it. The people's reactions, the legal issues, the sympathy, everything, Another unique thing, or whether I should say stupid thing, is that the antagonist. The villains are literally some vegan fanatics turned terrorists. Yeah, they would gladly slaughter humans and organize terror events to prove their points and show sympathy for the animals. The ALA, or Animal Liberation Alliance, raids a biolab in California, rescues a pregnant chimp, and that's how Charlie is born. The ALA is inspired by real groups like ALF, I think. This is also one of the reasons that it got into controversy, like showing vegans as literal terrorists. Talking about controversy, spoiler alert, in episode 6 to 8 there is the school shooting arc, and yeah, you heard me right. This features a graphic uncensored school shooting carried by a certain radicalized character influenced by the ALA terrorists. It includes detailed depiction of violence, death live streaming of massacre, stabbing scenes and aftermath. Some say that it felt like exploiting real-world school shooting trauma for the shock value. Anyway, moving on to the concept itself about the anime is pretty unique and impressive. You don't get to see these types of anime often, but sadly, after 2 or 3 episodes you understand the entire premise and there's no mind-blowing plot twists that will make you keep liking this anime, but the plot twist at the last episode was pretty fine, pretty amazing. The pacing is really slow, it literally becomes very predictable. Every event that happens, you feel like, yeah, this was gonna happen. And this happened to me too. Even in the great impactful scenes, I was like, yeah, this was out to be happening. Also that this has a lot of politics and drama. I know that this is what the series is about, aside from humanzee concept itself, but come on. Another thing I find really disappointing is that the author's choice to make a side character romanticize with the protagonist. Literally, why? As long as they are friends, I was like, okay, but why do we need to promote and encourage bestiality when the plot is going average and your concept itself is pretty fine? Can we even consider this furry? I don't know and don't care. Oh, and there's no actual things like that, but there are subtle scenes and on-screen scenes, yeah. Another thing is that mind games it plays about veganism and meat eaters. This just shows a fraction of vegans as terrorists and riots between them and other people. Even though there are vegans who are not associated with the terrorists, most of the cases tries to make those people also target of the public. One line that I found really wild and got me hooked into this anime was the character tries to debate with Charlie about veganism. Then out of nowhere, Charlie drops a really freaking hard line. I don't care what the people say, but I found it wild and slightly silly too. He says that why is it that it's only the humans you cannot eat or kill? I was like, peak cannibalism. And the anime tried to be philosophical about these things. And anyway, if you see these as a fictional series, it's pretty unique and it's pretty unique one and kinda good that comes out once in a while. But viewers review bombed it, and surprisingly not mainly due to the controversial graphics and dialogues, but because of its dreadful writing they say, and I completely understand. For me it was initially 8 out of 10, but I will slightly downgrade this to 7 because of its generic plot that's going nowhere, and I'm only giving 7 solely due to its unique concept. And the last episode plot twist and drama also. Otherwise it would be way too low score from me too. But I definitely recommend this one because it has only 12 episodes, so why not see something unique turned generic? Tell me how you feel about this, and yeah, subscribe and comment.
なんで人間だけは殺して食べちゃダメなの？